Hello everyone, Tactical Itch here, and yes, today we have a special faction war format. Not the usual one faction, well, it's still the usual faction wars in terms of picking a faction and fighting till the end, but this time we have special units allowed. Yep, that's right, we are allowing campaign-only units in this tournament. And yeah, let's see what happens here. We might see some interesting unit choices among the players, since they can now pick units that they usually can't bring. And yeah, for example, we have the dwarves here and the wood elves. Wood elves having those interesting woodland beasts, like I think there are some hawks, eagles, and well, they usually have eagles anyways, but they should be allowed to bring bears, wolves, and spiders, bats. Oh, they even have manticore. Interesting. Great hulks. Great hulks that do not have riders on them, so you don't have to pay extra to buy an archer. Instead, you can just get the usual AP. Just get the AP hulks, and that's it. You don't have to pay like another 500 gold. How many? Two more 100 gold for a different archer on top of the hulks, and just wasting a bunch of money. Instead, yeah, just hulks, and for their AP being a mobility as well, a very nice disruption to your enemy's forces, and yeah. But they are up against the dwarves, and this is going to be a tough matchup regardless. Let's hope that the additional AP of the wood elves can help them in this battle. As for the dwarves here, they can actually bring grudge settlers to battles. But also there's the yoked carnosaur. Not sure why this is available to the dwarves in campaign, but it is available, and they can actually bring dinos. But otherwise, they can also just bring a bunch of grudge settlers, which are also very solid combatants. I actually haven't played dwarves much, so I don't actually know what's the difference between regular units and grudge settler units. But alas, whatever. We shall see what happens here, and yeah, we're gonna have to wait for these players to fine-tune their army, since you actually have a lot more to think about in this kind of extended roster tournament. After all, your players will have more units available to them, and it will be more unpredictable. While you also have to get used to the different units that are available to yourselves, and try to make out an interesting army build that will be good enough. And yeah, let's see here. Let's see what happens here. And yeah. Now it seems like Rider of Rohan is ready. So we are just gonna be chilling. For waiting for Angel to come up with their army. I wonder if he's gonna bring any grudge settlers to the battle. That will be interesting for sure. Oh, it seems like both players are ready, so I'm just gonna turn off the screen blocker and we are going in. Let me know if there are any audio issues, if the volume of the game is too loud, or if my mic is too quiet. Yeah, but otherwise we should be going in without any without much else without further ado. Yeah, that is it. And it seems that we have a lot of campaign-only units in this battle. On the dwarf side, we have multiple grudge settlers and a yoked carnosaur, and also Orikar. Orikar has been moved into the extended roster, and it was no longer able to be brought in regular multiplayer, but in this extended roster tournament, she has been unleashed upon the battlefield with her magical prowess combined. Oh shit, this is actually pretty nasty, because Thoric Ironbrow is leading the dwarf army. That means there are multiple casters for the Dawi army here. One having access to shadow magic and the other having access to runic magic. And then we have multiple grudge settlers, two of them the grudge settler hammers, and oh no, this is taking a while to load. I hope the gameplay is gonna be smooth, otherwise I'll have to drop out again and just wait for their replay files. But yeah, there was a yoked carnosaur in the Oh, seems like one player has been loaded in, and the other is still kind of loading. Almost there, hopefully. But yeah, we do have a Carnosaur, the Carnosaur on the battlefield, and also, okay, cool. Everyone's loading in. We have a bunch of regular miners, couple Grudge Settler hammers, and a Grudge Settler quarrelers with great weapons with their shield breaker, missile block chance reduction. In fact, they're actually anti-infantry as well. That is very interesting. I did not know about that because I don't actually play much campaign at all. So yeah, I'm not that familiar with the extended roster units. So this will be a first of many. This would be like one of a less familiar territory, but I will try my best here to cast battles. We do have some Longbeard's Grudge Settlers as well. They have the Guardian ability. You don't have to actually pay for the more expensive. Wait, does Grumbling Guard have Guardian? No, I think they have a Vigor Refresh, but they don't have Guardian. But it will stack with oh shit! It will stack with Thoric's physical resistance buff. Ooh, this is a very strong dwarf box army here, with a bit of anti-large prowess from the Yoke Dinosaur and a ton of crossbow fire. I was supposed to say archer, but these are dwarves. They don't have archers, and also the Longbeard's great weapons, Grudge Settlers to protect them. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Rider of Rohan. What the fuck is this? Anyways. Weight Watchers! Oh! Loex Blessing hiding all these units, covering multiple units of Great Hulks, and these are a bit... I don't know why, but these are stuck. Either ways, the rest of the Great Hulks have moved up, and they're trying to spread out with superior speed. They're still being covered by Loex Blessing with 10 more seconds to go, so they're not getting shot soon. Oh, already some effect is going down on the enemy here. Oh, this is a Blade Wind. Okay, that's a dark caster. Oh, but unfortunately, the Wild Hunters of Kern is already getting hit by Ulrika's Malkov's Mystifying Miasma, being drained and taking substantial damage while they are trying to maneuver into the enemy front line. There are a bunch of giant spiders and war dancers, blade dancers as well, ready to cleave asunder the Dowie formation. Already, some of these Great Hulks are diving into the backline with their armor piercing. They are easily cutting through the armored quarrelers, disrupting their shooting as well. There are no slayers on the battlefield, so there are no good ways to cut down these lightly armored large entities. And the front line of the warriors is being overloaded. Things are quite even right now, and the Weight Watchers are trying to shoot at Thoric Ironbrow, but the Yoke Dinosaur might be a better choice here. Anyways, the blob of Wood Elf melee infantry are just overloading all the Dowie defenses here. Hammers are being thrown into position, trying to stem the tide of war dancers. And here comes a Rune of Wrath and Ruin doing some good damage to the giant spiders, who also have anti-armor. So that is a lot of armor piercing available to the Wood Elves here. While on the far side, Weight Watchers are shooting at the Quarrelers. These ones are the regular ones, so they do have shields to block incoming shots. The Quarrelers with great weapons might be a better choice here. They don't have shields to mitigate incoming damage, and they do have the anti-infantry bonus to do more damage to the Weight Watchers. But either ways, the Quarrelers are getting shredded by the Weight Watchers, while the Wild Hunters of Kunas are surrounding and beating up Thoric Ironbrow, whose physical resistance are useless against the anti-large and armor-piercing magical attacks. While the Quarrelers at the back line here has been overloaded by pretty much all these AP Great Hulks and whatnot. So, the Dowie are in a back foot. Rarely do we see Wood Elves getting a lead in terms of in a Dowie versus a Wood Elf matchup. So this is one of the rare cases. Quarrelers being hit by a Blade Wind and will be chipped away in terms of health, while there are still some weakened Great Hulks at the back line, chasing off some routed Dowie infantry. The Dowie Quarrelers just denying them from getting back and helping out those fights. Thoric Ironbrow is still having a quarter of HP left, while the Wild Hunters of Kernels are getting super low. Perhaps the Weight Watchers needs to start switching targets over to Thoric Ironbrow, and indeed they are doing so. Though there is still a lot of resistance against all these missiles here, especially if Thoric can regroup with... Oh, can get some more additional Guardian. Yeah, the Guardian providing that 40% physical resistance in total, plus a 15% of missile resistance. He's just tanking all those damage. Chillin here doing 100% AP damage and slowing down the hammers. Now they're being shredded by the point blank fire from the Way Watchers. War Dancers now flooding in. They have been beaten back for a while, but they are jumping into combat once again with their anti-infantry bonus. Should be able to beat up the miners and the dwarf warriors. But here comes the Yoked Dinosaur, threatening to tear out of these elite Wood Elf infantry. At the back there, hammers have been routed away, while the Hawk Eyes of Dracula dropping that smoke bomb onto them and slowing them down, while the Way Watchers are now switching targets to try and focus down the Yoked Dinosaur, Carnosaur. And Great Hawks are now once again jumping into the fight to recharge down these hammers with their AP. Great Giant Spiders also doing some really nice AP damage over the course of battle. Not getting the most damage, but damage is damage after all. And most importantly, War Dancers and some more Blade Singers are still available, providing the solid anti-infantry, armor-piercing elite melee stats. Combined with the Hulks in disguise, the Great Hulks, they are successfully eliminating this Longbeards that can provide Guardian to make Thoric more tanky. Now Thoric is all alone. Orica is still free to roam around the battlefield and chase down enemy units, but there are certain units trying to hunt her down. She does have the hunger to keep her HP high, providing that passive healing and draining away the health of the Way Watchers with Malkov's Divine Miasma. A very strong spell indeed. Perhaps the Way Watchers needs to contemplate shooting Ulrika. But of course, one very good targeted shooter is always Thoric Ironbrow, but right now he is indeed buffed up by that Rune of Negation, so he is a lot tankier and might not necessarily be the best target to aim with those AP firepower. Though at this point he has been whittled down quite far down. War Dancer is going in to try and fight Ulrika, but that is no saving for the Way Watchers, as the Way Watchers are being drained to death by the Malkovs. There are still some hammers hanging around, not having the most HP, but they are still fighting nonetheless. They are trying to reinforce this fight against the War Dancers. Thoric, though, has been routed, and I don't think the Wood Elves are going to let him regroup. So there goes the Wood Elves. There goes the leadership of the Dark Elves, and another Blade Wind, a very lethal hit to these hammers. I would say Chill Wind probably would have been better, just to blast through the armor of the hammers, but I think, Blade Wind, yeah, Blade Wind doesn't do as much AP damage, so might as well just use a Chill Wind, which has 100% AP. Never mind, that was a Chill Wind there, and the hammers have been dealt with. Now it's Ulrika versus the world, as this Thoric Ironbrow is being chased down. Now Thoric is dead, and Ulrika is surrounded by everything that is available to the Wood Elves. They don't really have much left, honestly. It's where were the Blade Singers? Oh, the Blade Singers are indeed here. They did turn on the Shadow's Coil, providing additional melee defense with less melee attack. Might not be a great option here against a cavalry unit, since without the usual melee stats, they very much rely on the very solid anti-infantry bonus to punch through enemy defenses, but against cavalry, that anti-infantry bonus is not effective, so which is very wisely Rider of Rohan here is switching over to Whirling Death, adding additional base weapon damage to deal with the lightly armored Ulrika, and Ulrika has been surrounded, being cycle charged by pretty much anything still available to the Wood Elves, but oh no, Ulrika is holding strong with the hunger. Blade Singers are still fighting, but that health drain from the Malkovs is just too threatening here. And unfortunately, the Spellweaver does not have any good spells to target a single entity here. She brought in, another Malkovs, and that might be the end of the Blade Singers. Yeah, they're just falling extremely quick to the spell damage. There's still 7 seconds, but that should be more than enough to drain away the last bit of health of the Blade Singers. Now the Hawks are diving in for an alpha strike, surrounding Ulrika, but Ulrika turning on that Dancing Blade, combined with combined with the hunger and Kislevite's unique passive Borrow Blood, she is unbreakable and is holding strong for now. But more units are diving in, trying to surround and beat her up. And let us just keep that unit card up so we can still see Orica's HP. Orica, though, not hanging on too well in terms of leadership, being surrounded and flooded by enemy units, and on top of that, Thoric has been slain. So yeah, that might just be it for Orica under the cycle charging Wood Elves, the Wood Elf wildlife. Yeah. And the wilderness has taken over in this game over the industrial might of the Dawi, and it is indeed a Wood Elf victory. Yeah, very fun game from the two players. Now I should move on over and go and fight Raced or Pigman. They're still fighting, actually. Ah, okay. They're still fighting. I guess I'll just be waiting for a bit. But yeah, anyways, let us have a look at the army performances here. The Great Hulks. This might actually be the unit that Wood Elves need to deal with armored boxes. Because Wood Elves right now just struggles a lot dealing with enemy boxes. Dealing with armored boxes specifically. Armored boxes with shields specifically. So Dawi and say, yeah. Oh, perhaps even Chaos Dwarfs can be a bit rough, but no, Dawi and Grand Cathay can be really hard for Wood Elves to deal with. But if they have the Great Hulks, some kind of armor-piercing mobility, they obviously have a much better time at disrupting the armored backline of the dwarves. And yeah, the Hawkeyes of Jarkira and Weight Watchers did a lot of damage to the yoked Carnosaur, Thoric, and whatever they were shooting, really. And yeah, really nice performance from even the Blade Singers. Oh, cleaving asunder so many Dawi tin cans. War Dancers not so much, since they lack that armor piercing. But yeah, the Giant Spiders did pretty well as well. Just punching. Having the armor piercing is just so nice to deal with the Dawi. Even the Wild Riders, Wild Hunters of Kurnus, just being able to surround Thoric and just cut him down in melee generated a ton of value, despite taking quite a bit of damage from the Melkovs. As for the other side, the Dwarfs really relying on Orica to do all the damage with the Melkov spam. Otherwise, the backline didn't unfortunately do anything here, as the Quarrelers got pretty much worked down by all those AP values of the Wood Elf wildlife, and the Hammers didn't have any good targets to fight. I guess they did a lot of damage using their magical damage to just slap a bunch of Wood Elf units. But yeah, otherwise their front line didn't exactly hold under that whole blob of Wood Elf wildlife / elite melee units. Also a really funny deployment at the beginning of battle here, blobbing up all the units of the Wood Elves so that they can all get covered up by the low X blessing and get that stock effect and avoid enemy fire from afar. Anyways, I need to go and fight Race, who is playing as the High Elves and has access to Knights of Torgavold. So I'm just gonna move on over then. No! Nurgle lost! I'm so sad. Oh. I wanted to see Nurgle in yeah, I was hoping to see Nurgle in the finals for the sole reason that Tamerkin can be yeah, so basically I made like a special rule for Nurgle if they can get to the finals. But that is an if. Right. Anyways, let's just set up a lobby. And yeah, find our map. Outskirts, so here. And we are playing as the Vampire Coast, which gives us access to Sartosa units. Now, the special rule for the Vampire Coast campaign-only units is only Silostra can take the Damned Paladin, and only Aranessa can take the Sartosa units. And I'm taking the Sartosa units just because why the fuck not? Otherwise, might just have to bring a Vampire Fleet Captain with a lore that does not involve healing. But yeah, Race is going with High Elves and has access to Knights of Torgavold and a bunch of very cool campaign-only units, which I do not have. So either ways, I am gonna try. Oh, this is not a good. This is not a good. Yeah, this is not a good matchup. Okay, let's just bring this to shoot stuff from afar, and maybe a few handgunners, and then all right, let's just start pumping out those Sartosa Free Company, and then a bunch more of that. Yeah, the Denizens of the Deep would be nice. Tight Coal and maybe Power Stone. Yeah, better than nothing. Rotting Prometheus. Now I'll take that. Silos. Aranessa can stay on the ground. That's the unique. That's the fun bit of taking this character, right? And let's see. I'm genuinely worried being surrounded by cavalry though. So yeah, I'll need some crabs, I think. That didn't came out right, but anyways, yeah, let's get some crabs. And we probably don't need gun crabs. We just need the melee crabs. And we are out of money. Great. And let's just bring some more units by cutting down some cost here and there. Oh, hands ahoy, let's go. Alright, these are Rotting Prometheans. We have Sartosa Free Company. Mostly of them. Mostly Sartosa Free Company anyways. And we don't have any freaking anti-cavalry, so we're kind of fucked. Ugh. I think they're gonna bring Knights of Torgavold, so I might just take a black spot and just use crabs to guard my back line or something. And yeah, my flanks are just gonna go die or something. I don't freaking know, man. Yeah, I don't know. Should I just bring one Bloated Corpse for the sake of it? Nah, leave it. Let me see. I can bring 4 units max for extended roster. Oh, okay. Anyways, there are special unit limits I impose onto the extended roster. Basically, they are calculated according to they're defined according to the cost of the unit. From 0 to 499 gold, you can bring 4 units of those max. So I can bring 4 units of Sartosa Free Company and 4 units of Sartosa Militia, all having that rowdy trait, and Sartosa Militia having pistols. So that I can't actually afford any more chaff on the ground, because these Sartosa units are actually relatively expensive. And yeah, I can't really do much about it when I think about it. And should I just get some more gun crabs? Yeah, I'll just get a couple gun crabs and get these. Can I squeeze out some funds here? Maybe not. Maybe not. Back in Spain sounds cool, but I'm just worried of being bombarded to death. Okay, let's just bring this, and then yeah, let's just grab regular crabs, and then grab another gun. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just do that. Fuck it. Let's go. Alright. Right. Final bit of money that I need to spend. Alright, cool. Perfect spending. Not really that perfect, but yeah, it'll be fine. But yeah, from 0 to 499 gold, a unit can be 4 units of that unit can be Anyways, let me just reorganize my words. 4 units max for units that cost 0 to 499 gold, which are the Sartosa units. So I can bring 4 units of each. And then from 500 gold to 999 gold, that is 3 units max. 1000 to 1499 gold, that is 2 units max. 1500 to 1999, that is 1 unit max. And anything above that is 1 unit max, and they are considered super weapons, which you can only bring 1 super weapon throughout the entire army. And it doesn't matter if the super weapon are defined by fruit rules or defined by the extended unit caps, the extended unit roster limit. They are all counted as a super weapon, and you can't bring 2 super weapons in your army. Either ways, basically, just to make the battles a bit, like the army builds a bit more fair, I put a stricter limit onto those. Yeah, I put a stricter limit onto the extended roster units. And yeah. Otherwise, I'm just like spamming units here. I know like this is not exactly the best build against high elves since they have a ton of archers, but I just want to bring my goddamn Sartosa units, man. I miss them ever since CA decided to move them into the extended roster and no longer making them available in regular multiplayer. Like it's nice to bring them for a walk once in a while. Alright, I am ready to go. Rip Nurgle. Yeah, Rip Nurgle. Sadly, Warriors of Chaos have access to Fiends. Ah, I suppose you brought a double Fiend build. But yeah, I was rooting for Nurgle to get into the finals, because the special rule for Nurgle is if they get into the finals, Tamarkan can be brought into multiple battles in the best of 3. Despite the usual no repeating lords in best of 3s, but because the special rule is they cannot bring any repeating heroes, and Tamarkan has access to 10 types of heroes in total, so he has enough heroes to rotate, and that will be a really fun match, fun stuff to see. But either ways, yeah, let me just quickly group up some of my units here and set guard mode, and then we can start. Oh no, mass archers and a freaking dragon. It's fucked. I think this is the less than 2,000 gold sun dragon kind of thing. Okay, so it's not the most OP dragon, I suppose. But yeah, that's a lot of archers, which I think I'm gonna struggle to break through. That is a bit of a... Oh, oh no! They have dryads! Oh! 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 That is not good. Oh, shit. Please. God. Mortars, do something. Come on. You can do this, Mortars. Alright, doing some good damage here. Doing some good damage. Just already getting burnt down, though. That is a problem. I can't really do much about it, unfortunately. That is a very explosive breath attack, which I could not see. Is that a net? That is a net. Okay. These are Lamar Reavers, which I can probably just... No! Oh no! Not the burn. Freaking handgun. Alright, let's just keep shooting whatever, man. I don't care. And my front line is already dying hard. Alright, cool. Let's see if we can get a net on and kill him. Alright, our guns are getting killed, which is not great, but we can probably try to... And some of our backline is dying. Keep shooting. Alright, let's see if we can at least kill Teclis. We can't. Nope, nope. Fuck it. He ran off. God damn it. I hate it. Right, cool. Okay, to be fair, this is kind of on us for leaving our backline wide open on everything. Alright, let's just flood up some units to the front line, and we can probably keep blocking stuff at the back line. Teclis has retreated to the back, which is not great, but we are also breaking through some of the front line, which is good. Okay. This is not entirely gone yet. But yeah, this dragon's breath attack is really strong. Holy shit. What the fuck was that? It just nuked my entire unit. Alright, cool. Let's pull back some of the rotting Prometheans. Now units start pushing. Alright, guns start moving up. And some of the crabs can start moving over and oof, no! Not my crabs! My Sartos are free company are like entirely dead. Alright, we are catching up with some of their units, but unfortunately some of our units are pulled way out of position, which is a problem. Okay, just drop the crabs here. We have to. Alright, let's just tie down those sisters. Keep hunting down those sisters so our Lamprey's Revenge can survive. Alright, some of these crabs will start moving over. Just keep hunting them, keep pressuring them. I don't give a shit anymore. And oh no, they're coming. They are coming. The dragon's coming. And yeah, let's just go over there. Let's see if we can do another nap. Our ability is kind of useless here, unfortunately. Alright, just keep chasing, just keep pressuring them. Perhaps you guys come over to kill them. Come on! Come on! We don't have enough mobility. Ah! All hands ahoy. Oh, nah, that was not good. Alright, we are sending some crabs over. But the Lamprey's Revenge are getting slaughtered. Holy shit. Can we do any damage here? No, we can't. Alright, these guys keep pressuring. These guys come over here. And we can't really do much about the enemies here. Yeah, the Lamprey's Revenge are dead. Oh shit. God damn it. I couldn't kill Teclis, which was the problem here. Oh! Pain, pain, pain. I don't think I have enough to take down the sisters. Okay, we can slow hit Teclis down and start moving some units over. And also the fact that I didn't protect my backline well. That was quite painful. And yeah, my stuff just ain't fast enough, and it's getting killed by 7, 6, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did some damage to Teclis, and he runs away again. God damn it! No. The enemy just kept running. Just keep running. And there goes my my lamprey. My another unit of crabs. Yep, that is just too much firepower. Ugh. Yeah, I think that is GG. That was a fun one. Actually, High Elves got cheap offensive infantry on these rules? Not necessarily. I mean, do they? Oh yeah, they do have the Dryads, I guess. So that is a one good thing. But can we at least kill Tackless? Probably not. But. Oh no. Oh no, I probably shouldn't invest in any of these abilities other than an ant. That would have helped a bit and helped me keep my army a little bit wider, but as of now it's pretty much fucked. Race definitely kept it really he also didn't bring freaking Knights of Torgavol. I thought he would. Damn it. But yeah, anyways. I guess I can just use this since there's no point keeping any Winds of Magic. There's some good damage, but yeah, that is GG. Very nicely played by Race here, a very strong player for sure. And yeah. Save replay. Okay. GG to my opponent, Raced, and let's see if I'm probably just gonna stick to this I'm just probably gonna stick to this lobby and just keep watching. Since yeah, Race is just gonna duke it out against Rider of Rohan, and then it's gonna be finals. So yeah, otherwise the army performance, damn, the Vampire Fleet Captain did a lot of damage with the Tide Calls. There's also the Sentinels of Astaril. So one of the campaign units available to High Elves. But this is special since it is actually counted as kind of like a regiment of renown in my rules. You can only bring one of each unit. You can't bring two of these kind of units, and they have performed really well. I think it's they're a really solid combatant and does good missile damage as well. I forgot like the specialty of that unit. I'll have to check at some point later, but yeah. Otherwise, the Sartosa Company, the melee ones did great. Sartosa Free Company did great. Sartosa Militia sucked ass. I probably should have. Maybe if I switch it to some other units, it would have been better. But either ways, I'm just glad I managed to bring my Sartosa units out for a stroll. But yeah, otherwise, it is pretty much just the Vampire Fleet Captain spamming on those spells, and also the handguns doing some solid damage. They were carrying the battle, but unfortunately not enough to carry against Tackless healing. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump over to... I'm just gonna... Oh, actually, it is a good opportunity for me to check out the High Elf campaign-only units. Hold on. Race and Rider of Rohan. Alright, they have set up a spectator slot, but before that, let me just quickly check the units here. Ordinar, Champion of the Flame, the regiment, the special Sun Dragon of the High Elves extended roster does really strong unit deleting breath attacks, which is why it's so expensive, I suppose. Which is why it's like also the special dragon. No Knights of Torgavol from Race. I'm a bit disappointed, or maybe he used it in other battles. But oh shit, this dragon has a rebirth. Fuck. It's not only a dragon, but it's also a phoenix at the same time. This is absolutely insane. Even if I killed it to like the last bit of health. That's stupid. God damn it. And also the Sentinels of Astaril. Compared to regular Lothern Sea God. Less range, but more range, more armor, and a bit more missile strength. Oof. The armor helps a lot. I couldn't really kill them off quick enough with my lack of armor piercing and with my melee units. But yeah, very good game from Race for sure. And let's see what else he is going to bring to the battlefield. I am going to have to turn off the screen blocker again. Do we have... Okay. Cool. Game is full, so I'm spectating. I am spectating. Screen blocker on. High elves are going in against wood elves. This is gonna be ironic because the high elves do have dryads available to them, and wood elves will also have dryads available to them. So let's see what kind of units they're taking. But yeah, we shall see here. We shall see here. It might be a battle between three people, since the high elves do have a tree man and tree kin available as well. They just don't have tree papa. What else? Let me think. Oh, actually, the dragons would be great against the wood elves. If they're taking. Oh, there's a special forest dragon among Imric's Pokemon. Because the special dragons are all Imric's, are all available in Imric's campaign to be collected and all, right? So they're kind of like Imric's Pokemon when you think about it. But yeah, there are a few. There's one. Oh, one of them has a frost breath. So that is like a moon. The moon dragon has a frost breath, which doesn't work quite well against the wood. The wood unit, still magical damage, I think, maybe? Or maybe not, I don't know, actually. But yeah, the special star dragon definitely has a very strong breath attack, and it's even more expensive than the regular sun dragon. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. We shall see what happens here. We shall see what happens. No reason to bring anything fancy, since either way, Coast loses to Moss Archers. Yeah. Which were the rules for campaign unit limits? Skybrand, I know you dropped out, but it's in the event description, dude. It's in the description. But yeah, seems like Bahrain has been defeated, and then Skybrand had to drop out due to internet issues, so Rusto automatically advances to the finals. But yeah, looks like okay. Our players here are ready. Tackless once again going in with still no Knights of Turgaville. I'm disappointed, but yeah, a front line of Dryads, very solid, very solid. But at the same time, there are the Malevolent Dryads, which are, I think, the more damage dealing version, like the higher damage dealing version of Dryads. I need to check. I am not entirely sure. The only time I ever use Malevolent Dryads these days, ever since we got into Warhammer 3 and Malevolent Dryads have been banned. Yeah, the only time we use them is... oh wait, no. Yeah, they've never been available. But anyways, the only time I use Malevolent Dryads, I think, is the Dryad Summon of Drycha. But yeah, they do have Frenzy. Regular Dryads do not have Frenzy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they don't have Frenzy. They just have Immune to Psychology, but they don't have Frenzy. So the Malevolent Dryads will be more efficient in dealing damage, and on top of that, we have a Penta War Dancer front line. So it's a lot of Rider of Rohan once again doing this whole blobbing, low X blessing tactic. I might actually cast one of these blobbing up low X blessing into the regular battle replay stuff, but we shall see. Anyways, other than that, there are multiple units. I can't actually count how many units of bears are there. I think it's 3, but like the flags are all stacked up together. It's a bit of a mess, honestly, and it's hard to tell. Either ways, 3 bears, I think. They all have anti-large, not a lot of armor piercing, but anti-large, which is gonna be great against enemy cavalry. And on top of that, we have some armor-piercing spiders, which can act as the armor-piercing units to deal with heavy cavalry. And other than that, leading the army, Spellweaver with low X blessing, once again applying that stealth, that stock to the applying stock to all the units. around her. Anyways, on the other side we have regular Dryads, the Avalorn version of Dryads. And then a bunch of archers, the special unit sentinels of Asteril. Oh, also one thing, the Loix Blessing adds additional speed to units, so they are actually super fast now. But yeah, giant spiders jumping on top of Elan Reavers. Now the bears are coming in with their anti-large, so the High Elf Cavalry is going to be in a bit of trouble. Dragon Princes flooding in to pin the rush of the Wood Elves, while over here, War Dancers getting hit by a bit of a net of Ammontok being stopped, pinned in, but they do have that Woven Mist to provide the additional missile resistance, so Archer Fire will be less effective, but that doesn't stop them from being burned by a Fiery Convocation, so they are probably going to take some heavy casualties. Malevolent Dryads are also pinned and are taking... Oh, that is a beautiful, beautiful net and a beautiful Fiery Convocation. Did so much damage and then follow up with a Larian Reaver charge. So a lot of impact damage, a lot of shock damage to the rather fragile High Elf front line already. But the Malevolent Dryads are beating up the regular Dryad Brethrens, the sisters. So the regular Dryads are taking a losing fight here. Feral Bears are eating up regular Larian Reavers. Fog of Doom, though, is draining away the health of all these rather fragile Wood Elf units, and the archers at the back line, and the special archers, Spire Guard of Toria Vriss, also are in there. They're unbreakable, so they will fight to the very last man, and also Sentinels of Asterai are doing some pretty good damage with their shots, and already a lot of these feral wildlife units of the Wood Elves are faltering due to their lack of leadership. Wild Hunters of Kurnos are still in the fight as they are supported by the War Dancers, but War Dancers really need to turn off their Woven Mist now and get their melee defense back because they are duking it out with the Dryads. Unfortunately, the Wild Hunters of Kurnos have been pushed back. Feral Bears are duking it out against High Elf Cavalry, but seems like the High Elf units with their mass archers and strong cavalry presence are holding just fine, and Dragon Princes, which the Wood Elves don't really have any good answers against. The Dragon Princes' heavy armor and strong charge bonus are going to tear apart the War Dances, while the Feral Bears are struggling to punch through those armor defenses. Oh wow, these War Dancers still have almost half health and they're already routed. That was a really rough engagement for the Wood Elves for sure. The rush is faltering, unfortunately, due to the impeccable micro of Race, very effectively pinning down, stopping the rather concentrated rush of the Wood Elves. Especially, they are forced to concentrate their units, right, the Wood Elves. That gives Teclis a prime target to net with an overcast net of Ammontok and pin them down, just leaving them to the mercy of a ton of Archer Fire and the Fiery Convocation. And as a result, the Wood Elf melee rush was severely weakened and was not able to punch through those High Elf defenses effectively. On top of that, the Flock of Dooms and whatnot constantly draining away their health. Here comes a regrowth onto the Dragon Princes, topping up their hit points. And yeah, that might just be it for the Wood Elves as they're losing out on that balance of power. If a miracle appears, perhaps they can win it, but right now it's very, very rough. But yeah, we shall see if they can still pull it back. Dragon Princes are still very much healthy though, and yeah, they're just running rampant among the Wood Elf lines. Wood Elves are still trying to fight back hard, throwing in units after units against the High Elf defenses, but here comes some Wild Hunters of Kurnos, slamming into the archers, but they have been taking a ton of archer fire in the face as well. War Dancers charging in. They should have enough stats to cut down on these Sentinels of Asteril, but it's gonna take them a long time, and time is not exactly in the Wood Elves' favor, as the Dragon Princes are pretty much unstoppable. Only lost one or two unit models since we last saw them, and they're still going strong. And yeah, the Wood Elves just don't have any armor piercing and anti-large that they can use to deal with the Dragon Princes. Perhaps some Great Stack Knights would have been great in this matchup with this kind of Wood Elf build, but alas, it is too late now. And yeah, Dragon Princes, Larian Reavers just hammer and anviling the Wood Elves to death. The War Dancers here are still fighting strong, cutting through some of these Spire Guard, but army losses has hit, and that shall be the end of the Wood Elves as well. Oh, I couldn't save it. Damn it. Anyways, I can just change the save name. Alright, GG to both players here, and yeah, the archers did a ton of damage, but most importantly, it's the cavalry that spend their lives and sacrifices themselves to buy time for the High Elf archer to keep firing, and also the regular Dryads did really well as well. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Race got 1 extra unit of Dryads. Oh, yeah, that was my mistake. I should have checked, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, the Wood Elf, the Bears did really well with their anti-large, just that the front line kind of got countered by the mass archers, and he's 2 over. Oh yeah, the Dryads are, 2... Ryder or Rohan, do you want to rematch? Okay, it doesn't matter. Alright, cool. In that case, we can proceed with the finals then, if you don't mind, with the too many Dryads, but yeah. In that case, Race will be advancing towards the finals, and which is against Empire, a very strong faction as well. Rusto has won with Empire against MTK Joy Boys Skaven. And let me just yeah, Race won with the. To be fair, it is an understandable mistake from Race side, because normally when you think with Dryads, you would be thinking with like the normal cap, but either ways, Race could have just switched to a couple more spears, and it would have probably been very similar anyways with the battle outcome. Okay, let me just quickly reply to Rusto and Race. Alright, anyways, I should turn on the screen blocker. As Race is going into picking armies again. Do I have, hold on, do I have, yeah, I can't set the map, so it's probably Race. Okay, I think Race is the host, so he will have to set the map to Fey Fork. But otherwise, Race is still switching his army, and oh, this is gonna be interesting. But yeah, Anyways, for the high elves here, the extended roster is gonna be okay. Let me just do this so that we can kind of see. Oh wait, no, hold on. I can do this so we can see the extended roster. We can't actually see what kind of units that race was picking, but yeah. So basically, these units with blue unit cards are treated almost like regiments of renown. They can, these high elf units can only be brought one each. You can't bring multiples of them, despite not having any unit caps to say otherwise. But yeah. I don't know why Race has not been using Knights of Torgavolt when he has been talking about Knights of Torgavolt every damn time I was setting up a tournament or something and talking about unit caps or something like that. So yeah, Race, you still owe us a showcase of the Knights of Torgavolt. Especially he even put Knights of Torgavolt in his sign up name. But anyways, units here, we have some very strong units for the High Elves, but on the other side we have the Empire, which they have the 4 different heroes available as a bit of a kind of a Vermintide Easter egg. But otherwise, they have the Imperial Supply unit. They can bring... Now, the Imperial Supply unit also has a bit of a special rules. They can only bring 1 Imperial Supply unit and cannot bring the other, which is kind of emulating the fact that these units comes from like a certain electric count territory, and these units are kind of these armies are originating from that from under that electric count, so they only have a certain they only have the specialized unit of that territory. However, Ameth's units do not observe the same restrictions, so they're still available. Now, the Empire special units here, they are still like facing the same kind of unit restrictions, right? So, if they are 500 gold to 999, you can only bring 3 max. 1,000 to 1,499, you can only bring 2 max. So. Yeah, we'll see one of these Imperial Supply unit. I can tell you that much, but I'm not gonna tell you which exactly are available. Also, I'm just setting up this kind of restriction so that they don't spam too many of these, and especially I don't know how OP they might be. Considering that the Empire also have that no friendly fire mortar, which can be pretty neat, I think. But yeah, I don't know whether they are gonna break the balance or not. I don't want to make this tournament too one-sided, especially considering the Empire is a very strong faction already. So I'm just allowing 1 type of Imperial Supply unit per army. But either ways, we're almost done. Oh, wait, shit! They have gyrocopters. They have gyrocopters. Oh boy. Oh boy. Anyways, I'm just gonna plop this. Yeah, gonna be an interesting fight. I might just leave this unit, the army blocker like this. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave the army blocker like this and turn it off later. Just so you guys can still see the extended roster. We can see a bunch of units here. Nordlands Mariner, definitely not something you want to bring against the High Elves. Eldritch Guards, maybe. But then you can only bring like 3 of these guys. So you still need like other spears and whatnot to fill up your front line. And also they're expensive, man. They're expensive. They have expert charge defense, but that's about it. That's basically all they have going for them. And silver shields, I guess. So that is nice. Yeah, regular spears only have bronze shields, but yeah, these guys have silver shields, which is also nice. And then, Stir River Petrol has fire damage, which is not exactly great against High Elves. What are these? Gunderman's Surefires, which are stocking handguns that you can bring multiples instead of just only 1 for silver bullets. They don't have magical damage though, so sad times. We might see some cavalry. These are Stubborn Bull's AP might be good against the High Elf heavy cav actually. And the Knights of Everlasting Light with their silver shields can do well against the Eye of Archer line. But anyways, both sides have finished picking their armies and they're going in. So yeah, we are unblocking the screen. And Ray's here going for a very skirmish heavy build with 2 Shadow Warriors, Shadow Walkers, and then the Hand of the Shadow Crown. This is a very, shit. What is the name of Nagaron? Nagaron? Yeah. No. Wait. Alivanar. What is the faction of Alivanar? Nagarith. Yeah, that's the Nagarith. This is a Nagarith build with a little bit of a Avalorn mercenary going on in there, because there is indeed a couple of Dryads. But otherwise, relatively skirmish heavy. 2 Shadow Walkers with their poison, melee attacks, and missiles. You don't see these guys all the time. And then we have front line of spears with a few more Elarian Reavers and a couple Dragon Princes providing some armored mobility. Leading the army, Alifanar with Hand of the Shadow Crown with a Shadow Caster, Shadow Mage. Very thematic. This is definitely a shadow themed build of the High Elves. I like this. Alifanar coming in with nothing, just his missiles, because he kind of sucks with his abilities anyways. Moonbow sucks ass. Hand of the Shadow Crown with nothing as well, just coming in as another skirmishing force, and the Shadow Caster for that Malkov's Mystifying Miasma and Enfeebling Foe. On the other side, we have Hellstorm Rocket Battery to bombard the archer lines, a front line of spears and the Grundle's defenders, and then a couple units of Amethyst Iron Sight with their armored bodies and magical firepower being an Amethyst unit. They are also relatively decent in melee with 32 attack and defense, and hopefully can protect themselves against the enemy Elarian Reavers. Now for the Imperial Supply unit, Stubborn Bulls. I think there are 2 units of them. Yes, indeed 2 units of them. So quite a bit of armor-piercing fighting power, but they don't have exactly the best melee stats. So in a prolonged melee grind, they might still struggle against very elite Dragon Princes. Either way, the Hand of the Shadow Crown are already opening fire at Herdwig von Hell. The Vermintide crossover, the Vermintide cameo Witch Hunter. He does have patch up to replenish. He can heal allies, just not himself. That was unfortunate. But Light Wizard to net enemies, and Carl Franz leading the army. The Elarian Reavers are trying to jump on the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, but very nicely Rusto has reacted with the 2 Stubborn Bulls, plus Carl Franz here pursuing the Elarian Reavers and trying to push them off, or even catch them and slaughter them in melee combat. Either way, Herdwig has been hidden away behind a tree, so the tree will be blocking some of the shots from the double skirmishing units. Now the Shadow Walkers are indeed stalking, so the Empire units cannot spot them. They will be able to just fire from afar and basically snipe out the Hellstorm Rocket Battery. Ooh, the Amethyst Iron Sights are absolutely lighting up this Mage of Shadows here, down to half health. And on top of that, their shots are doing good damage to the Shadow Walkers as well, as the Shadow Walkers are getting a little too close. They are reaching the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, doing a lot of damage to the artillery, especially the crew. But they themselves taking quite a bit of damage against these Amethyst Iron Sights. Herdwig von Hell is trying to move up and shoot at the Mage of Shadows and try to snipe her out. But right now, things are looking quite rough for the High Elves for sure. Their skirmishing forces are taking a ton of damage, and the Hellstorms are still online. Herdwig von Hell is still... Oh, what had happened to Alivanar? Oh, the Amethyst Iron Sight absolutely slaughtering the Shadow King. And yeah, now Dragon Princes are moving in, but they are also getting aimed at by a ton of magical missiles, and the magical missiles will ignore their physical resistance and punch through their armor. So Dragon Princes are going to have a hard time as well. But Empire Knights charging in, but Dragon Princes counter-charging. High Elf Spears are moving up as well. Alivanar now trying to snap out Herdwig von Hell, but Carl Franz might just come in and snipe out the Shadow King. We shall see here, as the Hellstorm has been whittling down the Sentinels of Astaril. Now some of these Dragon Princes managed to push through the front line, At what cost though? They take a lot of damage from the enemy stubborn bulls with their AP damage. Hellstorm is also still firing, while Empire Knights are being drained by Malkoffs, as the Shadowcaster has retreated behind the safety of the front lines. Now, this time, it's time for the spears to get lit up by the Amethyst Ironsides. Very strong unit. This is surprisingly strong. Holy shit. They did so much damage. Already almost 2,000, like over 2,500 damage combined. Lighting up basically all the characters, yeah, the magic, adding the magical damage onto the Ironsides makes them really strong. Perhaps I need to try out Ironsides in regular multiplayer as well. Anyways, Dragon Prince is being caught by the net of Amantok being charged by the Empire Knights and Karl Franz. They're taking a ton of damage on impact, while Alivanar is really struggling to make an impact on the battlefield, as Stubborn Bulls now are intruding into the back lines of the High Elves. Nothing really in place to stop them, while the High Elf mobility are also too whittled down to make an impact on the battlefield. Some spears are trying to push, but they're just getting countercharged by Empire Knights, being slowed down while the Hellstorm continues to rain fire upon these Shadow Walkers and Sentinels. A very regular Hellstorm? Yep, regular Hellstorm. Regular Hellstorm. And yeah. The Hellstorms are still blasting away. Regular Hellstorms are still blasting away at the Shadow Walkers, while the back line there has been secured for now. Some Dragon Princes still managed to rout off the Hellstorm, but they themselves have been cleaned up by the Empire Knight and the point-blank fire of the Amethyst Ironsides. 1,300 gold on this unit being tied down by Spear Whip with their heavy armor and decent-ish melee stats. They're still holding up just fine against the enemy spears. Just need something to bail them out, really. While the Mage of Shadows is being slowly poked away by Hartwig von Hell. Yeah, and Karl Franz can easily just dive in and kill off either the Mage of Shadows or Elenvinar, or both, really. There's nothing really much to stop Karl Franz from doing his thing. And the backline, now Stubborn Bulls are in the backline. Both of them are in the backline, just running down the remains of the High Elf Archers. And of the Shadow Crown is still firing, but yeah, it did some minor damage. Nothing too crazy though. Neither is Alivanor. And yeah, things are really rough. And that might just be it for the High Elves, as the Amethyst units are holding on so strong. Yeah, Empire definitely getting some really strong unit options here. I thought the High Elves are good enough already, but no. This is the Amethyst Ironside did so much damage. My god. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that fire? Like, the fire speed is definitely very solid, and the accuracy as well. Combined with the magical damage to ignore enemy physical resistance, like the Dragon Prince's physical resistance, they are just a deadly missile unit. And even if the High Elves manage to catch them, disturb them in melee, they have enough armor and leadership and melee stats to just kind of hold their own until reinforcements arrive. And yeah, the Dryads are, then spears are being repelled as the Empire Cavalry sallies forth, and army losses is going to approach soon, as Alivanor has been finished off by the surrounding spears. Very nice game. Very nice game between Race and Rustle, and that is one victory going to the Human Empire. Now let me just turn on the scoreboard. There we go. And yeah, that's the first game of this best of 3. Now the players will need to switch to a different Lord choice. But yeah, the Empire, definitely a very strong combo between... Yeah, pretty much the Amethyst Ironsides are carrying the damn game with the with the ridiculous damage output against pretty much anything. I suppose you really need to spam infantry to just overload the Empire defenses and get to the backline, but this High Elf build is relatively narrow with all the investments on the expensive mobility and the skirmishers, and there's just not a lot of units to disrupt enemy back line. Plus, the Empire backline is very well guarded by multiple Empire Knights and stubborn bulls. So, yeah, this was definitely rough for the High Elves. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, those Amethyst Ironsides, holy shit. They just deleted the Shadow Walkers and the Shadow Mage and deleted the Shadow King as well. Alright, second battle. We'll leave the unit blocker the same way we leave it previously. Oh, no. Hold on. Not this. The unit we'll leave the screen blocker just like that so that we can see the extended roster. Now the question is, will Knights of Torgavol appear in this battle? We shall see. I don't know. And what is Empire gonna bring? Is it gonna be the same build? Okay, Resto is gonna pick a different lord. He can no longer bring he can no longer take Karl Franz. Actually, I might need to change the rules for a bit. But that's for the next time. I need to make some notes about like certain units so that if we rehost this type of tournament, I will have a more fair set of rules for next time. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was just making some notes to perhaps improve the rule set for the next time, maybe. But yeah. Hello, David. Nice to see you back. You've been a very regular presence in my stream lately. But yeah. Now let's see what the what Rusto will bring. I have no freaking idea, but I do wonder what kind of Imperial supply unit will be on the field this time round. We shall see here. Will we see another unit of Amethyst Ironside? Because they have been proven very, very deadly in the previous battle. But there's also the possibility of having the Emperor's Wrath steam tank. It is indeed a super weapon, so you can only bring one without and you can't bring any other super weapon in your army. But it does have a very strong ability, the emergency vent, which is basically an explosion around. Oh no! Wait, hold on for a sec. Oh no, it's a bit of a 12-second. It's kind of like a 12-second long explosion with 2 AP damage per second, with a burnt effect as well. So it can be, oh shit, it's actually really strong when combined with the steam tank, because the steam tank provides terror and the burnt debuff reduces leadership, which makes surrounding units really, really prone to routing. We shall see what happens here. But this is going to be interesting. Actually, maybe next time I will change up the rule. Just we allow multiple Imperial supply units, but we do not allow Imperial supply units to be combined with Amethyst units. That might be a better way to like approach this Empire extended roster issue. But yeah, otherwise I think like yeah, I'm have to think about it for next time later. But for now, yeah, we shall see what happens in this battle. Maybe we will see gyrocopters, because who the hell knows? This is a very flexible tourney with Empire's very flexible roster, so many different units. We shall see what happens here. Maybe we can see some Suit Sun's guns as well. These no friendly fire mortars, but I don't know how useful they are in this matchup against the High Elves, because if you're using mortars, you're gonna be bombarding your opponents from afar, and you have like only a few units engaging the front line to slow down enemy advance. The mortars aren't gonna be shooting at anything near friendlies anyways, right? So anyways, both players are ready, so we shall start. Oh boy. This time, High Elves are finally going. We are seeing the Knights of Torgavol, something that Race has been talking about all the time. Yeah, he has been talking about playing it all the time, just not having a tournament to play it. So maybe this time the Knights of Torgavol will finally soar in the skies. But either ways, the rest of the army are just 3 units of Dryads. The special Sun Dragon, which is not a super weapon actually. It is under 2,000 gold cost, so it does not break the rule of the unit limit. The Knights of Torgavol, they are a super weapon because they are over 1,999 gold cost. They are indeed a very strong 4-unit model only cavalry. Mistwalker unit, basically. Yeah, the Mistwalker units. Yeah. Yeah. They're just very, very elite. A ton of health. Oh, 11,000 health. Oh boy. Lots of weapon strength and just solid melee stats as well. But they're also like decently big in terms of unit model size. So armor piercing guns can do damage to them, or just getting dragged into melee can probably kill them, but we not quite sure. But anyways, for the rest of the army build here, we have a couple of rangers, or yeah, a couple of rangers, 3 Dryads in total, and then 11 Reavers, 3 of them, and 1 more Dragon Prince. We have the Gordinar, Champion of Flame. We saw how devastating the breath attacks can be, so it's a very strong combo. A very strong unit, and then Archmage of Life with Regrowth and Earthblood to heal units, especially the Knights of Torgavol and Gordinar. They both need a lot of healing, or benefit a lot from it. As for the Empire army, a front line of spears and a second line of Suit Sun's guns. So yeah, no friendly fire mortars with actually fire damage and magic damage. Not exactly, actually very useful against the Dryads, but that's about it. I'm a bit worried about the Empire build here. They don't exactly have the answer against the Dragon and Knights of Torgavol. Multiple Empire Knights and Amethyst Outriders, which are grenade launchers. So they can't actually shoot against the flyers and do damage. So yeah, very, very worrisome. Very worrying for the Empire. And oh, shit. This is a map with a very strong, very large Vanguard deployment zone. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, anyways, the High Elves with all these Dryads, Rangers, they're all Vanguard deployed behind. Wait, shit, even Gordinar is Vanguard deployment? Oh, God. Anyways, this breath attack isn't that devastating and just doing some relatively minor damage instead of deleting a unit straight up. But either ways, the Vanguard deployment has surprised Rusto as well as ourselves, or me, really. But yeah. And the Susan guns are basically silenced. Everything is rushing down from uphill. So yeah, downhill charges all over the place for the High Elves, and the Empire is really struggling to defend. And yeah, the Rangers here already intruding into the back line. Amethyst Outriders taking damage. Knights of Torgavol diving onto those core spears. I don't think they even need to. I don't think they're even gonna struggle any bit here. Oh, nope, never mind. There is indeed a Final Transmutation upgraded version trying to drain away the health of the Knights of Torgavol, but they have over 11,000 HP plus every growth is coming in to counteract the damage. They will be fine. While the Archmage of Life is running away from Professor Gout, though, So there's that. Not that the Archmage is going to be in any big trouble, because Balthazar isn't exactly the greatest melee combatant. Aim of his grenades are exploding some Dryads, though they are not fire damage, but... oh wait, no. Nope. These Dryads are still on fire regardless, so never mind. I don't know where the fire damage is from, but I guess they're still lit up on... They still count as fire grenades, so... Dryads are taking a ton of damage from the grenades. But otherwise, the Sutsun's guns have been completely silenced. Right of the Griphites try to stem the tide of the enemy cavalry rush, but the Knights of Torgavor just dive down and eat them alive. Empire Knights also just piling in onto the Dryads, but Knights of Torgavor, very strong unit indeed. All the grenades are bombing away at the High Elf infantry. But the problem is really these flying monsters. This spear probably just got lit up by another breath attack of Gordinar, but otherwise, yeah. This is pretty one-sided for the High Elves, as they're establishing a really strong presence here, and the Empire just don't have any answers to Knights of Torgavor and Gordinar. Knights of Torgavor once again diving onto the Empire Knights, eating them alive with their... Are they hippogriffs? Yeah, they're probably hippogriffs, but yeah. Or griffins. Probably hippogriffs, actually. These are High Elves after all, but yeah. Hippogriffs just eating up some horses for snacks, and also eating their Demogriff cousins for snacks. And then Gelt just took a big charge from Gordinar, and there goes the Supreme Patriarch, and the High Elves are establishing a very comfortable advantage. Only pretty much the Memphis Grenadier Outriders are still around, which they'll be heavily pressured by everything still available on the High Elf side. The two heroes here, Kalara and Hertwig, are both very healthy, trying to skirmish down on the Archmage, but the rest of the army can't really carry this on their own backs. Pretty much just Knights of Torgavor and Gordinar can solo everything left on the Empire side, and there's still a almost full health Dragon Princes though on the field. Outrider grenades are missing fire damage from the missile icons. Yeah, they definitely did. Perhaps CA was intending it to be a magic only missile, but they forgot to remove the fire damage from the Outriders. Who knows? But either ways, actually, I forgot. Outriders with grenade launchers are actually really good against cavalry as well, even if they're not specifically anti-cavalry. So they're still doing a lot of damage to the... Oh, wow. What was that? Oh, is that Kalara's Isha's Rain ability? Just bombarding these poor rangers, but not killing a lot though. It's not actually that much damage. And yeah, this is probably GG for the Empire. It's same for regular grenades too, but oh, okay. That's probably that is a problem then. That is a problem then. Okay, yeah, they probably didn't. Yeah. And they probably just really... They really need to... CA probably really need to add that fire damage icon again. But anyways, Knights of Torgavor surrounding poor Hertwig and being immediate... Despite how OP they are in... Yeah, despite how OP they are in Vermintide, these two characters are not gonna fight through a bunch of hippogriffs. Another breath attack onto the Amethyst Outriders, and the Outriders took a ton of damage, and that shall be GG. Okay, let me just quickly change up the replays. We might have to rewatch this replay, because I missed out how some parts of the Knights of Torgavor. But yeah, this is a 1 versus 1 then. Yeah. So yeah, Rusto took the first win, but Raze immediately took the second win with his High Elf Vanguard, surprising the Empire front lines with that surprise attack behind the back, and just flooding those High Elf, flooding those Empire positions, flooding in with the High Elf Vanguard forces, the Rangers, the Dryads, and eliminating the Empire. A very strong performance from the High Elf Vanguard deployment, especially Knights of Torgavor getting some solid damage value, but also Gordinar deleting unit after unit with his breath attack. But Rusto definitely put up a very solid fight. he did not go down quietly. He did not. Yeah, he did not. Yeah, no, that. Wait, he did not go quietly. Yeah, he did not go quietly into the night. Yeah, that's the phrase. He did not go quietly into the night. Put up a very strong fight with the hit and runs with the Amethyst Outriders. Did a lot of damage as well, but oh, even the Royal Out of Griphites did some pretty solid work. I need to rewatch and see their last moments. They definitely were killing a bunch of High Elf Calf, just unfortunately got hit by the Knights of Torrival. And yeah. Gelt unfortunately getting chased by 2 flying combatants. Having to deal with 2 flying combatants, and then there's also the Knights of Torrival around, so yeah, this is not a fight he wanted to be in. And yeah. Very impressive performance from both players. Now we are moving on to the third and final game of the series. Who's gonna win, the High Elves or the Empire Knights of Torrival, or one of the Imperial Supply and Amethyst units? We shall see. This is the final battle. They have to switch to a different lord. Now Race was using an Archmage previously, so he no longer can take Archmages into battlefield. Instead, he will have to take a different caster. Perhaps Elaria the Radiant if he really wants healing. Or he can take something else like Teclis again. Oh shit. Okay. 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 I'm not gonna say anything yet, but anyways, Rusto might take a different Imperial Supply unit this time. Who knows? But yeah, I forgot this unit is also available in extended roster. Okay, this is gonna be fun. I like this. I can't really reveal it yet, but let's say it's gonna be a good build from the High Elves from a meme perspective, from a fun perspective, to say the least, which I appreciate a lot. But yeah, we shall wait a bit and see what happens here. No. Okay, never mind. Race changed his units. Oh, I'm sad now. I'm very sad. Oh well, whatever. After all, they still have to fight for a victory and can't just meme. They can't go 100% meme, but this is the third. This is the third game in a series, so I think that's still fine. I think they should still definitely try to strive for victory, and the stakes are a little bit higher than your usual meme. So yeah, maybe we'll see certain units, maybe we won't. We shall see here. Can't really talk about the builds yet since we are still kind of in an army picking stage, and yeah, it's gonna take some time. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, this is on Galbra, so not as much of a Vanguard deployment zone as last time. This time, both armies will have to be very careful with their army picks, because with all the extra extended roster unit, you can see Empire has a lot more options, and same goes for High Elf. So both players will have to be more careful with their army builds and try, because it will be very hard to predict what your opponent is going to bring in the battle. Either ways, it's still going to be a fun one. We shall see what happens. But yeah, this is going to be rough for sure. We also have a bunch of replays sent in by various players. So yeah, it is going to be fun for sure. Okay, cool. Empire versus Skaven. I think we have all the battles. Unfortunately, Russell's and Garbrandt's battle was unable to be played simply because technical difficulties on one of the players' side, and they literally couldn't play the damn game. So yeah, that was unfortunate. But otherwise, it's been a really fun. It's been a really fun tourney. Seeing units that normally nobody takes. Well, you can't actually take them, in combat. So yeah, this is fun. And also, Rider of Rohan's interesting deployment tactic just kind of got me there. Maybe I should use it in my regular battlefield as well. And yeah, I didn't expect the aim of his iron sight to be so deadly. Maybe I should use the regular iron sight in normal battles as well. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, recently I have been testing out a different army build, so I don't think I'm gonna have time to use the non-iron sights yet. It's still gonna be fun to try it out, but yeah, it'll take me some time to reach a conclusion for that unit. Alright, looks like race is ready. Now we're waiting for... Wait, what? What the fuck? Race, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing, Race? My god, okay, this is interesting, to say the least. Race is, yeah, anyways, I'm not gonna say anything yet, but yeah, anyways, Empire going for a very strong army though. I'm worried for the High Elves for sure this time. But yeah, let's turn off the blocker. We can see that Empire is going for a very similar army as the first battle. We have double aim of his iron sights, double bulls. What is our what are they called? What bulls again? Iron bulls? Basically armor piercing cavalry. That sort of stuff, right? A bunch of spears, double stubborn bulls. One demigryph knights with halberd. Really careful. Really sending in those anti-armor options, especially this one anti-large one. Really, really wary of the enemy monsters and heavy calf. So yeah, a lot of anti-armor options. Double aim of his iron sights. One single regular. Oh, these are armor piercing aim of his hailstorms. You can only bring two of these. One of these. No, you can bring two of these max, I think. Yeah, but here Rusto only brought one either ways. Bright Wizard and Herdwick on Hell again. The patch-up ability comes in really nice for any allied units. And yeah, that's it. A couple more Empire Knights, and also we have Marcus for his net. And that is it for the Empire. On the other side, for the High Elves, 2 units of Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers, and a couple Cavalry, 1 Dragon Prince, 1 Illyrian Reavers. This is a bit worrying since the 2 dragons here are going to be very vulnerable to those iron sights, and even if one of them got netted by the Hunter's Snare, they will be immediately deleted by those iron sights. So the breath attacks are going to be very important here to delete those iron sights. Mage of Life at the back, he'll be deployed further to the front this time, and then Imric leading the army on foot. No dragon mount after all, if you bring a super weapon, which is Imref the Eternal, the special campaign only star dragon. That is a super weapon, and you can't bring another super weapon. So Imric was not able to bring his dragon mount. Either ways, as the battle begins, 2 Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are already sniping out the Amethyst Hellstorm. Already taking... Did they take down... No, they haven't taken down anything yet. So the Amethyst Hellstorm are... Oh, Amethyst Hellstorm Oh, they spawned in tiny little purple sun. Oh, this is really cool. This is a very cool artillery unit. Yeah, I wanted to see that more, but I need to host more extended unit roster. Extended roster 20 then. But yeah, anyways, unfortunately, the Amethyst Hailstorm is getting absolutely targeted by the double Eagle Claws, but they're still just nuking, tearing apart some spears as soon as they land and using those mini purple suns. And down to 2 unit models, the Amethyst Hailstorms are still firing defiantly, but they're not going to survive for too long here. Although, ooh, this is huge. A Hunter's Snare pinning down Gordonar, but at the same time, Gordonar managed to take off a massive breath attack and delete one of the Amethyst Ironsides. The second one got deleted by breath attacks as well, and the Amethyst Ironside, both of them are taken down. That leaves the Empire in a massive back foot, having not a lot of good options to deal with the 2 powerful dragons. Okay, next time I'm gonna like limit the special dragons down to 1 unit, but yeah. Empire has no damage left. Pretty much all the... Oh yeah. Oh, that was quite brutal. Both Amethyst Ironsides have been deleted, and then Amethyst Hailstorm is also down. And that might just be it. Damn, that was rough. Yeah, probably what was needed was more just Hunter Snare being dropped earlier, so that the handguns doesn't get targeted by the breath attack, and then stuff can start shooting from afar and kill off Gordonar and the Yimrev. But yeah, 808s, spears are clashing upon each other. Imrev is diving on to the Bright Wizard, but I don't know how much the Empire can do to deal with the Double Dragon. Another brutal breath attack from Gordonar, and half of the Stubborn Bulls are just gone from that shot. Holy shit. Yeah. Okay, next time every single one of these named dragons are gonna be super weapons. Fucking hell. Gordonar is so OP. Holy shit. And just the double breaths is just brutal, man. Brutal. I think Gordon's breath cast range is about the same as the Iron Sight shooting range. Yeah, that's pretty much why, like, that's pretty much explains why they died so fast. Either ways, Russell is not going down without a fight. Demogryph Knights and the Stubborn Bulls are surrounding Imrev and trying to cut it down, but the regrowth is just healing back all the HP damage dealt to the dragon, and Gordonar and Imric both are joining the fight as well, clawing, tearing apart these poor AP cavalry. Balance of power is only slightly in favor of the High Elves, but I think the balance of power is wrong, and it is very rough for the Empire army to make a comeback. Yeah, High Elves definitely had a very strong presence with all the special monsters. Yeah, I'm just gonna call these named dragons super weapons in the next similar 20, especially Gordonar. Holy shit, that breath attack. We can't have 2 strong breath attacks in on the battlefield at the same time. High Elves, only 1 dragon available regardless of what dragon you're taking. Yeah, that will be the rule. That will be the rule. Shit. Because multiple dragons is just brutal here. But either ways, Marcus is getting slaughtered by the double dragons. Double dragons, and yeah, the Empire Knights can run down some scattered High Elf units, but I don't see how they can cut through all these dragons with healing supporting them. So yeah, that is... Oh, these Stubborn Bulls are kind of forgotten on the far side. Cutting down... Managed doing some pretty good damage, and they can probably cut down the Dragon Princes if they can catch up, but yeah. Oh, these Amethyst Wizard... Amethyst Ironsides came back and are start aiming down at Imrev. I don't think they have enough DPS to kill them off, but yeah, it's still very valiant effort for sure. But yeah, here comes the Dragon Princes. Although they are being dragged down by the Stubborn Bulls, they are still good enough to deliver 1 single charge and finish off these Amethyst Ironsides. Marcus has been dealt with. He has been shattered. Now he just needs to be slain, and that should be a ton of routes from the Empire side, including the last remaining aim of his Iron Sights. And yeah, there goes the Empire State troops, and that will be GG, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there's still some Empire cavalry and infantry around, but it is only a matter of time before the Double Dragons finishes off all the remaining bastion of strength of Empire, and the army losses hit. Oh, Imrev is almost back to full health from all the regrowths. Shit. It's brutal. This one's brutal. Holy shit, the Double Dragon. Holy shit. Especially Gordonite. I didn't realize Gordonite is such a strong unit against, well, other units. Against single entities, it's like a stronger regular Sun Dragon, but holy shit, that breath attack. Straight up deleting unit after unit. How much damage value did he have? 2,000, almost 600. Holy, yeah, deleting one aim of his Iron Sight, and yeah, and then start killing off stuff alongside Ymreth with their solid melee stats. And yeah, the two dragons are just a bit too much here. I'm still glad to see the dragons, but holy shit, I'm not allowing this next time. The breath attacks are too dangerous. Right, very strong performance. I can't even say, I can't even talk too much about tactics in this battle, because you don't really need much tactics when you have two dragons deleting everything they touch. Alright, cool. But yeah, GG to Race, a very strong army build with the healing Double Dragon basically killing half their opponent's army just by the dragons and carrying the game. Of course, the Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers are very key in finishing off the Amethyst Hellstorm as well, but yeah, it's pretty much the Double Dragon slaughtering everything on the Empire side. The breath attacks deleting, even the Stubborn Bulls got hit hard by, one of them at least got hit hard by Gordonar's breath attack. GG to both players, and yeah, that is the end of today's live action section. We will have replay casting soon, which is not going to be long, it's just free replay, so it's going to be quick. But before that, I just want to say thank you for everyone who showed up to the tournament. I hope you all had fun with some units that we normally don't see in regular multiplayer tournaments. Many games with High Elves for sure, since the High Elves basically won till the end, right? But we do have a few other battles that do not have any High Elves involved this time. And also, yeah, High Elves also didn't skip any battles. We had to skip one of the semi-final battles because Scarbrand's internet just went to crap, and unfortunately couldn't play in semi-finals. So we missed out on a Warriors of Chaos versus Empire replay. But other than that, we do have 3 more replays without involving any High Elves. But yeah, GG to both Race and Russell, and congratulations to Race for the win with the Double Dragon. And I'll probably have to fix some rules next, in case we want to redo this tournament next time. Let me just quickly write down some notes. All right, cool. Cool. All right, yep, got the notes down, and all right, let me just check some stuff. Sorry about that. And then Imperial unit, basic cost. Only Stankia and Drazina only can use extended roster. Skaven. Okay, Skaven's extended roster has a different rule than what I marked down on the notes. Krell only available. All demons are available to kill smart units. Alright. I think that's it. Yeah. I think I've got all the notes down, so we should be able to move on to the replay casting section soon. Once again, congratulations to Race for the battles, and Redstone also put up a really good fight considering he is up against 2 super weapon dragons. Well, not super weapon this time, but next time both will be super weapons, and will be only limited to 1 super weapon per army. But yeah, GG to both players. A very strong performance from one of the stubborn bulls, regardless, hunting down the dragon princes. Very cool artillery from the Amethyst Hellstorm, and I was surprised by how good these Amethyst Iron Sights were. Just that, unfortunately, again, double super weapon dragon. But yeah, GG to both players, and we are moving on to the replay section. Actually, let me just quickly make a an announcement. Actually, I'll make an announcement after the replays, which I think I can finish casting it in roughly half an hour. All right, so we do have some replays, just I haven't moved them from my download folder to the replay folder. All right, cool. We got that. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. The first battle is Tamarkin versus Skarbrand. Now, Tamarkin does have a ton of extended roster available. That is, yeah, he is the only Chaos faction that has any campaign units. Chaos, yeah, any specific Chaos God faction that has any campaign units available to him. Like all the other factions of the 4 gods do not have any campaign units. It's just Tamarkin. Tamarkin, as a result, have a bunch of interesting units available. Chaos Frost Dragon, a couple Skin Wolves, since his buddies does involve a Norskin Warlord, I think. War Chieftain? Is it? Not sure, but anyways, Skin Wolves are available to him, and on top of that, Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, boy. Yeah. Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses indeed. So he is pretty much the only Nurgle faction with a regular missile unit instead of a Death's Head. Yeah, a couple Pestigol, 3 units of Pestigals and a couple Nurglings. One of them, the Frolickers Bubonic, providing that self-heal and melee damage reflection, but most importantly self-heal. On top of that, Corrigan the Crazed, the Chaos Warlord, I think. Yeah, the Chaos Lord with a Chaos Dragon with a Breath Attack as well. So 2 very strong flying single entities, and Tamarkin himself on foot, since the dragons are expensive. He can't afford a tote dragon after that. Yeah, on the other side, oh, and also don't forget Blunderbusses, firepower. Anyways, on the other side, for the Warriors of Chaos, they do have an extended roster of a ton of demons, basically all the demons. And as a result, I basically allowed Warriors of Chaos to bring demonic units, but they can only take 4 marked units in total. So they can still bring Chaos. They can bring demons, but they are still limited by the extended unit roster limits. Like the Fiends here are only available with 2 units per 2 units in total. And then other than that, there is the Severed Claw and a single Change Bringers. So yeah, some very strong demonic units, and then a very strong marked Aspiring Champions as well. Front line of Marauders boxing up behind a Hell Cannon, ready to shoot down those Nurgle forces, and multiple units of Horse Masters. And that's it for the army builds. Now let's just get the battle started. Leading the army, we have a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Metal with Final Transmutation and Tormentor's Sword. Tormentor's Sword really good at slowing down enemy advances or controlling enemy movement. And that can buy more time for the Hell Cannons to keep blasting. And Hell Cannons now have really good tracking, deleting 1/3 of this Chaos Dwarf Blunderbuss's unit. And yeah, that was some substantial damage. 10 unit models just went down like that. And the Hell Cannon continues to shoot with the... Oh, this time the tracking is a bit off since the unit center is a bit stretched towards the back due to some units like falling behind, being knocked over and whatnot. And the Horse Masters are chipping away at the Chaos Frost Dragon. This Chaos Dragon over here is trying to burn down the Hell Cannon, so that while the Changebringers are trying to blast the ground forces of the Nurgle army of Tamarkin and the boys. However, the Frost Dragon is blasting Changebringers and will be committing his time to keep these Changebringers on the run. While over here, Kargan the Craze trying to dive down and finish off the Hell Cannon, but this might be a massive mistake. Fiends are in the vicinity with the support of Severed Claw, and this Chaos Dragon has been pinned down between a rock, which is like the Hell Cannon, and a hard place, a ton of Fiends and Slanesh being surrounded, and his HP is quickly dropping. Also, javelins thrown in by those Horse Masters. This dragon is taking a ton of damage. Yeah, this might be a lethal mistake for the Nurgle army here. But anyways, the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, because of the Kargan the Craze spending so much time disturbing the Hell Cannon, the Blunderbusses are moving towards the front line here, but at the same time they're being burned by the Changebringers from the back. They probably should have turned around and shoot at the Changebringers, but alas, it is a bit too late. They have suffered massive damage, and at the same time, Blunderbusses over here being charged by the Horse Masters, and the front line of the Nurgle army is taking quite a bit of damage from the Fiends as well. Hell Cannon still online, blasting away the remainder of the Chaos Dwarf Blunderbusses, while the front line of the Warriors of Chaos actually faltering a bit, and very nicely placed Final Transmutation hitting Tamarkin and everything nearby. Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Metal though took a bit of miscast damage, I believe, and being slowed down by the Tears of Nurgle. But here comes the Horse Masters trying to bail out their Lord, and also pin down Tamarkin, while the Hell Cannon deleting those Blunderbusses. Kargan the Graze is returning, but oof, he has been weakened a lot. Now the Changebringers are just burning down Pestigores while being hunted down by the Chaos Frost Dragon. Some Blunderbusses have returned, and this is a good time for them to return to the front line and keep shooting. And in the front line wise, the Nurgle army is getting the upper hand, cutting through those regular Marauders with their superior Pestigores, though the Changebringers has been burning down those Nurgle units pretty effectively, though the returned Blunderbusses just deleted some of these Changebringers, plus the help of the two dragons as well. But Fiends are coming in, and the Blunderbusses will be no more being charged by a ton of AP, and yeah. Nurglings, the Bubonic have been eliminated, fading back into the warp, while the Frost Dragon continues to output damage. I think it has been doing the most work. Nope, never mind. Less than 1,000 gold worth of damage value, but still some pretty good work so far. But a brutal Final Transmutation will be finishing off Kargan the Craze here, as it is surrounded by Severed Claw as well, catching multiple units of the Nurgle army, doing some really good damage. Some Skin Wolves are being forgotten on the far side, but that just kind of buys them more time to regenerate, which is not exactly a bad call. Pestigores just going up against the Severed Claw isn't the worst trade in the world, honestly. They do have pretty good armor-piercing weapon strength. And oh, here comes the... Oh, I missed out Grokmer Freehorn, which is the Bray Shaman. Yeah, which is the Bray Shaman of Tamarkin. But not bringing Traderkin might have been a mistake here, as Bray Scream and Devolve are not exactly the best spells in the game. And I guess he has not been doing much throughout the game. Skin Wolves are coming in, and if they get a charge on the Fiends, they should be able to do some good damage with their anti-large, but they're not fast enough to catch up to the Fiends, so they're just gonna struggle and get instead being tied down by the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Metal and being countercharged by the Fiends, and will be slotted in melee combat with those Javelin Fire support. Tamarkan and the boys and the Pesticles are still fighting strong. But the fact that they didn't bring Traitorkin is really costing the Nurgle army. A beautiful breath attack from the Frost Dragon though, targeting these blobbed up Horse Master and some of these Fiends, doing some substantial damage. But the Nurgle army is falling a bit behind. I don't think I've seen any fecundity. After all, the fecundities, the Nurgle passive recharge is still a bit too slow, I think. So it's really hard for them to use the passives. But either ways, Skin... Oh, especially this build here. There's not a lot of debuffs in this build. Aside from the Pesticles, a lot of these units do not have any debuffs. The Skin Wolves don't have any debuff contact effect. And then, yeah, the Frost Dragon has the Frostbite. But other than that, yeah, it kind of sucks for them. Tamarkan's unit not synergizing exceptionally well, especially well with the Nurgle army passive. So yeah, they're just not getting any abilities out from the army ability. And yeah, Brave Scrim onto the Fiends, doing some very minor chip damage. Tamarkan is still very healthy though, but at this point, I don't think, even if they finish off the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, I think the Nurgle army will still struggle a lot. Just because the Fiends are so strong in the current meta. Double Fiends, I was specifically like trying to limit these kind of campaign extended roster units to less than the normal amount. So normally you can bring 3 Fiends, you can only bring 2 in this under this scenario, but still it's just so... They're just such a cost-effective mobile monster. After getting their extra unit models, it's very hard to beat them. And as a result, they just finished shattered on the Chaos Frost Dragon. Very unfortunate for the Nurgle army, and leaving only Tamarkan in the fight as army losses hit. And Tamarkan will be dealt with, and that shall be GG. Rookmar has the Nurgle Lord passive. I was just spamming the 4 and 5 because cost spells for constant healing. Oh, that explains. That makes sense. Tamarkan and the boys indeed are a combo. Besides, Traitorkin was nerfed to the point I think the overcast does less damage per wins than regular cast. Ah, okay, that makes sense. It's not worth bringing Traitorkin then. But I feel like But yeah, if you just want to bring a Tamarkan and the boys, this is definitely pretty much like the only caster. No, I think you can still bring a Shadow Caster. But yeah, this and the Shadow Caster are the only 2 casters you can bring for Tamarkan, I think. If you only want to bring Tamarkan and his special characters. But yeah, either ways, very fun game for this battle. The Chaos Frost Dragon did a lot of work here, trying to carry the game on its back. Just unfortunately, the rest of the army not quite so carrying their own weight, except this Pesticor. Did some very solid damage. Skin Wolves not so much in this regard. If they manage to get a charge on the Fiends, they should be able to just get some good damage out, but otherwise, not so much. I suppose keep pushing those Chaos Dwarfs instead of trying to consolidate them and shoot at the Changebringers might have cost them a lot of HP. Oh wait, no. Throwing in Kargan the Craze at the beginning. I think probably you can try just double briefing the Hell Cannon with the Frost Dragon and Kargan the Crazed. That might have worked. I'm not entirely sure but that might have worked. Chaos Sorcerer Lord, yeah, took a bunch of did a lot of damage with those really well placed Final Transmutation, hitting a lot of stuff in the process. And the Javelins did a lot of work too. They have decent enough melee armor piercing that even up against dragons they can do some good damage. And then disrupting Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses and whatnot, and chasing off routing units and whatnot. Yeah, overall a very solid cavalry, and of course carrying the game are still the Fiends of Slaanesh, really, doing a ton of damage over the course of battle. The Hell Cannons did great at eliminating some of those, weakening those blunderbusses as well. Anyways, over here. Oh wait, we do have a Norska versus High Elf battle. I forgot. Race did fight Pigmen in this matchup, so we do have one more High Elf versus. One versus was a mistake since I don't think I had any chance to protect them against Hell Cannon. Yeah, I don't think you expected Hell Cannon though. That's the thing. Actually, no. Maybe you would. Actually, it makes sense to expect Hell Cannon as Nurgle, since Nurgle doesn't have a lot of ways to deal with artillery. If I had just gone full rush, I wouldn't have any reason to go to what? Dive the Hell Cannon. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. If you want just full rush, you would have just rushed all the units forward instead of dive the Hell Cannon. But yeah, I don't think you needed to dive the Hell Cannon. Just double breath with Frost Dragon and the Cargonic Craze probably would have killed it. Probably is the keyword here. But yeah, don't quote me on that. But otherwise, we have a multi-entity Hell Cannon unit, the Ice Forged Legions, with magical attacks. I'm kind of disappointed that it doesn't have Frostbite. But yeah, it is what it is. For the Noskins of Pigmen, a front line of Marauders, and a second line of Javis, and then a third line of Skinwolves, plus a single Marauder Spear to protect the Ice Force Legion, leading the army, Throg the Troll King, and a single Metal Caster, the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal, with Plague of Rust and Searing Doom to synergize with that anti-large Javis with their lack of armor piercing. On the other side, for Race High Elf Army, we have a line of Spears, second line of Archers with light armor, and then Treekin guarding those Spears, and one single Elarian Reavers in the skies. Knights of Torgavold. Yeah, Knights of Torgavold providing a very solid melee presence. And leading the army an Archmage of Life, and a single unit of Fireborn providing some anti-large armor piercing to most likely kill a bunch of Skin Wolves. Now the Ice Forged Legions, let's see how effective they are in this long range firepower. Yeah, they are trying to aim. Okay, Race is probably shifting the army formations. Yep, now they're moving forward. Ice Force Legions trying to aim at the Knights of Torgavold first, but then they switch targets to bombard the enemy spear line, and they are doing some really, really solid damage. Deleting half a unit of Archer, and they can probably start shooting other stuff at this point. Just keep bombarding those enemy formations. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Okay, so missing some shots since they're just aiming at the same center, same point of the enemy formation. Marauders moving up, but the Javelins are pulling back because they don't want to get shot by the enemy Archers. Once again, Sentinels are receiving a volley from the Ice Force Legions, taking a ton of damage. And then on the other side, we have Knights of Torgavold diving the Elarian Reavers with diving in on the Javelins with the Elarian Reavers. Skinwolves trying to protect some of these Javis. Fireborn running in, and a bit of a overcast Plague of Rust, I believe. Yeah, lowering their armor, but there's not exactly anything to follow up. Javelins are disrupted and unable to shoot at these weakened Fireborn, and Skinwolves are doing some pretty nice anti-lock damage, I guess, but yeah, they themselves are being targeted by the Knights of Torgavold. A ton of Skinwolves are flooding in, trying to tie down these monstrous mobility, while Spears are pushing up to help out. Oof. This is what was that regrowth? Anyways, a bunch of frosty ice balls just blasting away at enemy formations. Now the Ice Force Legions are trying to shoot at the Fireborn, but the Fireborn are a little bit too scattered and move a little too fast for them to land accurate hits. Still, damage has been dealt to the Fireborn, but Skinwolves are just desperately trying to stop their rush with the help of some spears. Either ways, the High Elf Cavalry is pushing hard. Now the Ice Forged Legions are blasting away at the Sentinels of Asterial, and while the Knights of Torgavold has taken a lot of damage since we last saw them, being surrounded by a ton of Skinwolves, but the Skinwolves are also going to be flooded with spears and start taking damage as well. Earthblood healing up the Knights of Torgavold, but the High Elves are actually in a pretty rough spot with a lot of their expensive mobility being worked down. good news is that the Fireborn still have 40 unit models left, and so they still have a bunch of space for healing. Ice Force Legions continues to blast away at the Knights of Torgal, trying to finish off that unit, or at least weaken them as much as possible, perhaps kill off some unit models in the process, but it's very hard to kill off their unit models since each unit model has so much HP, having over 2,000 something HP per unit model. Now spears are moving up, trying to stop the push of the Treekin and the enemy spears. The Marauder spears will be holding their line, with javelins providing that fire support against the Treekin. A Plague of Rust against the Treekin and a rear charge from the Skinwolves would be pretty neat, but yeah, where's the Shaman Sorcerer actually? Oh, it's still there, yeah. And while the Skinwolves at the back, this Plague of Rust might be a bit premature. Debuffing the Fireborn's armor, but there's nothing to follow up in the vicinity. Just kind of persuading to fall back, but they're always free to just come back and fight again. The Plague of Rust on the Treekin would have been much better. But yeah, at this point, the failure to finish off all the archers might be biting the Norskins in the back here, since these archers are now free to just fire away at the enemy position. We can somehow just shoot away at the enemy Javis, though the Ice Force Legions are now aiming down at the enemy infantry formation, trying to just work through the archer line and silence those high elf firepower. Fireborn now finally waited out the Plague of Rust and will be free to just come in and start charging it down enemy units once again, and they still have 35 unit models, so again, plenty of healing left for them. Ice Force Legions managed to delete another unit of archers. It has been the deadly artillery so far, almost 200 kills and killing, slaughtering a ton of enemy archers, and even doing some good damage to stuff like Fireborn as well. Fireborn over here chasing off some routed units of Marauder Hunters with Javis, and the High Elves are in a pretty rough spot. Good news is that they still have their Treekin with their heavy armor, and the Norskins don't exactly have those javelins to finish them off. They will have to rely on Plague of Rust to do that anti-armor job, and also Frog the Troking to work down those Treekin. Skinwolves are moving towards the back here, trying to get in position and defend these expensive artillery. A Plague of Rust now. No, it's still too early. Skinwolves aren't engaging the Fireborn yet, and the Fireborn can always just pull out. While the Knights of Torgavolt still having... Oh, there's only 3 unit models now, as the Ice Force Legions managed to shoot down one of them from afar. Now, it's a massive engagement. The Skinwolves are absolutely getting slaughtered by a combination of Fireborn and Knights of Torgavolt. More Skinwolves are piling in, trying to work down on the debuffed Fireborn, but the Knights of Torgavolt are in their way, and they are not exactly reaching to the debuffed Fireborn at the back, while more Illyrian Reavers are... no, these are... Yeah, the Illyrian Reavers disrupting the Ice Force Legions. Ice Force Legion being Chaos Dwarf Artillery. They are unbreakable. Yeah, they are an unbreakable Hell Cannon, but the Treekins are moving in. And another Searing Doom here, trying to work down on the Fireborn, but the problem now is more of the Knights of Torgavolt providing that terror, forcing those Skinwolves to go on a run earlier than expected, and Frog Stroking does not have any way to sustain the leadership of the Skinwolves. There's no fight or die, and oof, a lot of damage coming in. Perhaps some friendly fire damage from the Ice Force Legion as well. And the Knights of Torgavolt, that charge was deadly, breaking off those Skinwolves, and the Ice Force Legion is really holding up the majority of the balance of power of Norskin. Combined with Throg as well, but Throg is only one person, one lone troll. He is completely alone. He can't just solo everything on the battlefield, I don't think. It is going to be rough. It is going to be rough for sure. And yeah, Searing Doom once again, this time on the Treekin and some of the spears, and Throg is also charging and trying to work down these high elf defensive units, which are relatively tanky. They are Treekin holding strong. The Archmage of Life is trying to hunt down the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal, and the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal is not exactly a good spot, being surrounded by foes. Fireborn once again has returned and will be rear charging the Ice Force Legion. And I think that is it for the Norskin artillery. There are still some Marauders on the far side chasing off some scattered units of high elf units, and some Skinwolves managed to return. Spears over chasing javelins, but yeah, for the first time in the combat, the High Elves with all their healing spam as well, healing up some spears have managed to pull back that balance of power, taking the lead in the fight. While the Iceforge Legion is being so weakened, they are still inflating the balance of power and will no longer be anything impactful in combat. Skinwolves charging into Fireborn and will just be shredded in this charge, along as the Knights of Torgavold are in the fight as well. Once more, a Plague of Rust has been deployed in the vicinity here, and plus the Searing Doom really trying to work through the remaining HP of the High Elf units, but here comes another Arc Flood to keep units HP high. Knights of Torgavold didn't exactly get that healing, but yeah, they don't really need it since they're almost reaching heal cap anyways. If anything, the Shriekin and the Spears would benefit way more. Some Javelins finally returning after been routing for pretty much the entire game. But Frog has been left alone against all the enemies, and honestly, Knights of Torgavold charge against him would probably be enough to rout him off. But yeah, Knights of Torgavold decided instead they will be going after a Shaman Sorcerer, while Javelins are moving in, trying to aim at the Knights of Torgavold. But this is rough. They probably better off to shoot at the Treekin, but there are more Treekins and Spears and whatnot coming in, so they're probably not going to be firing online for too long. Another Searing Doom really trying to work down these blobbed up High Elf troops, and Iceforge Legions has been dealt with. The Searing Doom managed to pull back a little bit of balance of power for the Noskins, but they are soon being seen off, especially they will soon be seen off as the Javelins has been eliminated, so not much missiles. There are no longer any missiles left for the Noskins to dish out damage against the Treekin, and the Knights of Torgavold. Troll King Frog himself will have to handle everything. It is basically him versus the world here, with a little bit of a depleted Skinwolves. Once the Skinwolves goes, Throg will have to try and duke it out against everything around him. His leadership dips, and the terror from the Knights of Torgavold kicks in, and that shall be victory for the High Elves. Manage to make a comeback in a desperate situation with the healing and a very solid damage output of the Knights of Torgavold and the Fireborn. Losing all those Javelins was really painful for the Noskins, since they lose their best way to shoot up the Treekin and the Knights of Torgavold. But otherwise, yeah, very solid performance from the Iceforge Legions, blasting away at all those High Elf infantry units. Just unfortunately, nothing really to deal with the monsters, and as a result, Noskins were not able to hunt down monsters today. Fireborn still got slaughtered to almost the last man, but yeah, very solid performance from the Knights of Torgavold. And the Treekin just been tanking and pushing, with not much to stop them. Once the Murder Hunters has been dealt with, perhaps it would be rough to. It's really hard to deal with the Fireborn as Noskins even before they got their armor piercing. Now they have that, and then yeah, Noska is in a rough spot. I guess perhaps what you can do against them. Not much, honestly. I can't really think of a good way to deal with the Fireborn. It's rough. It's rough. It's rough for sure. But perhaps shooting with the Iceforge Legion might be one way. In this specific tournament only. The rest of the High Elf army didn't actually do much. It's pretty much the Knights of Torgavold and the Fireborn doing the heavy lifting, and the healing keeping the balance of power high. Alright, last battle. Okay, yeah, this is what happened, I suppose. So Rusto did mention he broke a unit limit in the start of the tournament. This is probably it. The 2 Imperial supply unit, Knights of Moor and the Stubborn Bulls. But I don't think it makes too much of a difference. Let's just go ahead in the battlefield and just finish the game. But yeah, Joyboy also going in with only one single campaign unit, which is the campaign only Doom Flayer. Anyways, let's just pause the game for a bit and go through the army builds. For Rusto's army, front line of Spears, a Amethyst Hellstorm Rocket Battery, 2 Amethyst Outriders, And 2 Stubborn Bulls plus 2 Knights of More, 1 on each flank for each type of unit. The Knights of More special thing is they cost Terror, which is very, very good against Skavens. And they also have Stern Resolve to provide immune to psychology to nearby units in when they're in melee. But honestly, the most important thing is the Terror. You just rout off Skavens. As for the leadership, we have Boris Todbringer to come in with his full unit debuff, unit leadership debuff stack. Blood Roar, Crush the Weak, and also on his Terror, causing Griffin on the other side of the battlefield. Oh wait, hold on. Herwick once again is on the field, providing that healing. Hunter's Call also gives Unbreakable to a unit nearby. Oh wait, no. Units nearby. That is a very solid ability as well. Bright Wizard providing some Burning Head and Fireball on the other side for the Skavens, front line of Skaven Slaves and line of Red Ogres. And 1 single Black Hole Flayers, which has a special 3 casts of Brass Orb, which feels very much, which feels like they are very much close to a Kick Claw when you look at this. Both having Brass Orb abilities. Anyways, funny thing is that Kick Claw is not leading the army. Instead, it's a Gracier of Plague with Unholy Climber, Warpstone Scroll to limit Flyers, Pestilent Breath, and Plague for the AoE damage. Packmaster guarding the Gracier as well, a Kick Zap Zap, and then guarded by Council Guard and a bunch of Wolf Rats. Council Guard definitely prime target for the Amethyst Hellstorm Rocket Battery, and then 2 Gutter Runners with Poison on the flank. Well, let's start the battle, as the Hellstorm is probably just going to shred through those Skaven formations. Let us fast forward a bit here as both armies advancing, and as we can see here, the Hellstorm is already blasting away at the Council Guard with the mini Purple Sun of Zerus, doing some really, really solid damage. Although this one is kind of off, the aim is off. But now, yeah, they're really trying to work down the artillery crew of a King Zap Zap. And the great thing about Hellstorm is that it is the longest range artillery in the entire game, with 480 range versus regular cannons at around 400, below 450. So the Hellstorms were able to get the first shot, and because the Council Guard are stacking on top of the King Zap Zap, when the Hellstorm is basically getting a 2-for-1 deal here, killing both the Council Guard and the Ikik Zap Zap. Although the Amethyst Cannon Crew is getting hit by a Brass Orb from the Doomflayer as well, being knocked away from the artillery already. Oh wait, no, they managed to rearm, and but the Ikik Zap Zap once again fires in and tries to finish off this disrupted Hellstorm rocket, while the Skavens are waiting. I don't know what they're waiting. They really need to start rushing and try to pressure the enemy backline. Perhaps send in those. Yeah, send in. The Wolf could have just moved over and just hit up the backline, I suppose. But yeah, it's rough. Burning Head onto these Skaven slaves, roasting their leadership and their HP, and they won't be around for long. Amethyst Hellstorm is still have 4 whole unit models left, and Ikizevs have been missing quite a bit. Their HP running low after all the bombardment. Pestilent Breath weakening these spears. Not doing a whole lot here, while the Black Hole Flayers are being tied down by the Stubborn Bolt. Stubborn Bolt doing AP damage means that they will be very effective against the Armored Chariot War Machine of the Skavens, slaughtering them in melee combat, while Boris is diving down onto this flank where the Knights of War are trying to run down the Night Runners, and Red Ogres come charging, and then Boris Todbringer diving in with more Skaven units piling into the fray. Skaven Slave Spears and Wolf Reds trying to kill off these Knights of War, but Boris is around, providing the terror and also weakening the Skaven leadership, and they might not be holding for long. In the front line though, the Hellstorm, the Amethyst Hellstorm is doing a lot of friendly fire to nearby spears as they're mingling with a bunch of Skaven slaves as well. Let's go into a higher angle. Finally, the Ikizesa has been routed off, even straight up shattered by the Amethyst Hellstorm after taking way too much damage. While the Packmaster has been poked by Hertwig von Hell, and oh my god, the aim of this grenade is deleting this Packmaster down to around a quarter of his HP. He needs that healing fast, but it was temporarily being cut down by the fire damage contact effect of the aim of this wizard, despite it not being shown on the unit card. Now the aim of this wizard, alright, so I'm not saying always, I've always been saying wizard when I say aim of this, but yeah, anyways, aim of this outriders are blasting away at the Grazier of Plague, while on the far side there, with Boris providing that support, the Knights of More were victorious, beating back the Wolf Rats, even shattering them, and multiple Night Runners have been pushed back as well. More Stubborn Bulls are pulling into the vicinity, providing support to Boris Toadbringer. So these Rat Ogres will be hunted down and won't be hanging around for long. Packmaster is running all the way to the edge of the map. Nope, he managed to regroup with his leadership, while the Council Guard is trying really hard to catch up with those armored large entities and try to help them out in the fight, but unfortunately that is not going to be the case here, as the Council Guard is just a bit too slow to catch up. Grazier is still fighting in the front line, just running over these poor spears, but yeah, things are looking rather rough for the Skavens for sure. A lot of all their damage dealer units are gone, especially having that Black Hole Flayers being caught by the Stubborn Bulls. That AP damage killed them off, and then Ikizasa being eliminated by the Knights of More. Red Ogres are also being pushed all the way back and basically gone from the battlefield, and the Empire army managed to secure a very comfortable win. Yeah, I think, yeah, the Stubborn Bulls, this one definitely caught the Black Hole Flayers, and the Stubborn Bulls, because they have that terror effect, they can be very effective against Skavens as well, running down those Red Ogres with the help of Boris Toadbringer. And while on the other side, the Skavens unfortunately not having a lot of good damage dealers against the Empire, especially the Council Guard and the Ikizasa both being severely damaged by the aim of this Hellstorm. And then aim of this Outriders keep blasting away at the Skaven units, so they took a lot of damage from that as well. And yeah, that is basically GG. And yeah, I hope you all enjoy this little bit of a meme tournament, a for fun tournament featuring a bunch of extended unit rosters that you can normally only see in campaign. I will probably move back into a regular faction wars next week, and then yeah, I'll probably host, I think I'll just do like a themed tournament on a monthly basis. So I already did the fun meme tourney this month with the extended roster, so I would do another one next month perhaps. And otherwise it will be regular faction wars. I'm just trying to mix up the routine a bit and make it a little bit more fun. But otherwise, yeah, that is it for today's stream. I hope you all enjoy this little bit of a campaign only unit faction wars with a bit of multiplayer faction. I will be hosting another tournament this weekend. Okay, I'm not hosting it, but more like streaming the tournament, which is pretty much a random weekend tourney, pretty much. Hosted by Cypher and others on the ODM clan. If you want to have some weekend Saturday multiplayer action, do go ahead and check it out. It is posted on multiple Discords already, and in the tournament channel. So yeah, just gonna do some weekend tournament action, but other than that, that shall be it for today. I hope you all enjoy the multiplayer action and the campaign only units, and I'll see you all in the next one. Tactical Lich signing out.